Alright, sorry about that. Okay, today's little thing. Clean your kerosene heater. Yes, you need to keep these things clean. Yes, they do get neglected. I neglect mine from time to time, unfortunately. As you can see around me, I do a lot of woodworking, so sawdust gets built up in here, which is very, very dangerous. And whatever small debris you can get in there that can become flammable. So, even these little fans, these things are great. They will suck whatever you have going on behind it. As you can see, there's all sorts of sawdust on them. These little fans are great. These are fantastic. But take these little heaters apart because I will show you how dirty they get. I did this not too long ago. At least do, once, twice a year. Take it apart, clean it up. If you're using it in like your garage, a shop, or something like that, where it's going to get dirty all the time. These things come apart relatively easy. These little screws right here, there's 3 of them. And I got 2 little rings right there. I'm going to show you how dirty these things get, because they get bad quick. This thing has so much sawdust on it. And the thing is, having sawdust and a whole bunch of debris, if you overfill this without thinking about it or not paying attention, it's going to flare up on you. Believe me, I've seen it happen before. I've seen videos. It's dangerous. So, be careful when you're filling it. Alright. This little top just lifts right off. Whoop, actually, take that out. Now it should come right out. But be careful with this centerpiece. The main part that gives you your heat. Because if this thing falls and breaks, and as you can see, mine is still going. For some reason. I thought it was all cooked out. But you can see all that in there. This thing is absolutely disgusting. Brush it off. I didn't even think there was any heat going on it, to be quite honest. Take that little grate out. As you can see inside of there, it's filthy too. Clean it out. You can see all that sawdust. Yeah, you build that up enough, it will set itself on fire. And you guys are thinking, oh my god, you never clean it? Yes, I do clean it. Set it aside. Now in here, this whole thing, you can write your name in it. See all that? You get enough of that together, that's going to ignite. Which is bad. But the one good thing to do is take a shop vac tool. You can do that. I'm just going to brush it out here little by little. Me doing a lot of woodworking, I haven't cleaned it in a while. I think I did do it earlier this year, not sure. But I do have another little brush really quick. Let me grab it if I can find it fast enough so everyone's not waiting. Okay. Yeah, now the little thing comes in. This little brush. You can find one of these. These are great. Because you can get into all those little corners. But keep these things clean. A lot of people don't think about that. They just don't. And I'm not going to time lapse this because it doesn't take that long to clean it out. It really doesn't. Come on, get back there. As you can see, all that sawdust. It's just been sitting in there and sitting and sitting. Which is not good for it at all. And I have to readjust this wick anyways. So, but look at all that. I did do this earlier this year. I definitely did. But look how much is caked in there. It's all over. I know everyone's going to say, how come you haven't cleaned it? Well, life gets in the way. But look how much is in it. Just for me doing woodworking in here. I do keep it off to the side. I don't keep it directly towards me. But you can see how much is built up in there. But now, The one thing I gotta do is I gotta get this thing off. There's 3 other screws, little plastic ones like that with plastic heads. Keep those aside. One on one side, 2 on the other. Okay, set those aside somewhere, lift this up very gently. I do not disconnect my wiring for the battery because I don't, but now you can really, really see how much is in there. Don't loosen these wing nuts up yet. Some people, oh, just take it all apart and then clean it. No, you gotta do it in stages. A little brush like this goes a long way, but you can see how bad. I mean, look at it all over the table. Could you imagine all that just got compressed into one area, right where the flame is? How bad that would be. Look at all that. I mean, it's. So if you're doing a lot in an area where you're doing a lot of woodworking, things like that, sanding, especially body work, fiberglass particles, you get them enough of into a pile, they will ignite. I don't care what anybody says. They will go up. Find anybody who does body work, take a pile of body filler, throw it up in the air and light it. It'll go up. Stuff is very, very flammable. I am just doing a quick video on this just to show you guys how bad they get on the inside. I mean, all this, I mean, you would never know all this was sitting here. All this right here. You would never know that was sitting in there. Until you take that cover off, you'll see part of it, then you slowly take this part off. That's when you start to find out how bad it really is. Making sure that thing is completely out, because I thought it all cooked out. But even this tray that it sits on, it will get built up down in there. Clean it. Take it apart if you have to. Clean this out too, the best you can. Even though this piece right here will spring back. Whew. Excuse me, that's from the sawdust. Yummy. But I'll show you how much even gets underneath that tray. I will take this out. One little screw, like a plastic head one. If I'm right, it should slide out. One way or the other. Come on. Oh, let's make it. There we go. Look at all that. This right there. Yep. That bad. Yeah, all this was trapped underneath it. Because me doing my woodworking, that stuff will travel everywhere. All this got trapped underneath there. And like I said, I did clean it this year because I had, I had to adjust my wick every now and then. If you leave them going like I do all the time to keep the heat going in here, like having wood in here, you don't want to rapid temperature change all the time. I try and keep it about 60 degrees in here. It doesn't really hurt the wood too much. But yeah, I mean, all this, let me grab a rag, what's underneath it. Keep it nice and clean. And it's so built up. Even underneath here. Yeah, this is starting to get a little rusty, this tray. But I've had this thing for a good number of years. I actually bought it from a yard sale for about 30 bucks, 25, 30 bucks. That was years ago. I'm dropping everything. But I just want to give you the idea, without losing any parts, of how much got built up in there. And some of it's on the floor. Like I said, even this, clean it out, wipe it off. It's good to do it. Maintenance. You just don't really want to touch too much with your bare skin. Be, like I said, very careful with that. Like I said, even these little fans. I mean, I'm going to show you. You can see it. All of that gets built up on there. Clean them off. Just be careful you don't bend your blades. It's not going to be that efficient anymore. But these little motors right here, there's only a little hole back there. And they can get dirty, and eventually it's not going to work either. I did a video on one of these. Couldn't do to show you like the temperature change, but it does help move it around. So don't expect a big drastic change of like, oh my god, my whole garage is nice and warm. No, not going to happen. Sorry. But yeah, now I'm going to show you how much crap I have pulled out of it. As you can see, yeah, it's getting trapped in the bristles. Yep, that big fat pile right there. Not including what has fallen on the floor. This right here. You don't ever think would be in your heater. Yep, all that. You know how fast that can go up? Faster than you would care to watch. So please, guys, if you use these in your garage, you know, where you're doing like auto body work, woodworking like I do, you really got to clean them out a lot. Because if you don't, it is extremely dangerous. You can have a fire inside of one of those. A lot of people think you can't. Oh, you know, they're safe. Everything. You know, even your home heater, you clean that too. Your stove, you clean it. Your cooktop burners. Everyone cleans them. So, when you use these during the winter time, when it gets cold out like it is now, keep them clean, do the maintenance, check your wick. Doesn't hurt to have an extra wick on hand, because if it goes out and it's storming outside, you can't leave the house, driving van, whatever. You can't get another wick. So keep it on reserve. It's always good to do. But yeah, keep these things clean. And like I said, this little thing was like maybe 17 bucks on Temu. They do come larger, they come dual fan, which is great. But, like I said, please do the maintenance on these. Keep them clean, because I'd hate to hear about somebody having a house fire or your garage fire and you wind up losing everything. So do the preventative maintenance and just be safe with it. And if you liked this video, I have more. I have more car videos, some woodworking videos early on. But if you like it, give it a big fat thumbs up. Subscribing does help. Leaving comments, I always respond back. So, till then, be safe, be warm, and I will see you guys on the next one.